Okay, we have here Eagle Scout Derek Cuthbert, who finished his Eagle Scout project here at Crowley much earlier than many young men, and quite the extensive project. And it's a chicken coop, mobile chicken coop in the style of the Tatum House, the oldest example of rural architecture in our area. So Derek, tell us what possessed you to develop this very interesting and stylistic chicken coop.
Well, from hearing about Crowley, I knew I had to do something more extensive than just painting a wall or doing a little bit of landscaping. So I decided to come out here and basically ask what you needed. And at the time, you needed a non-moving chicken coop, and it developed into what we have here today. And it really wouldn't have fit into place if it was just a chicken coop on wheels with house siding. So we decided to use what you had here and make it look more like a Tatum house.
Okay, well, can you give us like a little tour of the house? Can you take us around and show us some of the features?
Okay, in front we have the front cage run area with the door in the front that can open down to let the chickens free roam during the day. We also have a perch in the center for the extended period of times when they're just going to be able to go inside and out in here and run. And then this is a weight, so that way when you want the chickens inside the coop at night, the weight can keep the door closed so you don't have to reach in and lock it. And on the sides, we have storm shutters for hurricanes and whatnot, and they open up so that way more airflow can come in. And we also have a extra screen that can open up so you can clean out the inside, gather eggs, and put food and manage the chickens easier. And we have ventilation up at the top for even more circulation because we don't want any cooked chickens. On the back we have doors that lead to the nesting box so you can easily just reach in and grab them.
Can you open the nesting box? Let me see inside. Oh, cute. Look at the little egg pull. Oh, clever. You have that on a wire so that it can't be lost.
It's a nice little thing. Reach in.
Oh, yeah. What do we got in there? Oh, we got little peepers in there. Lunch. Cute.
And then down here at the bottom we have the same idea, but it opens up so you can remove the floor itself for cleaning whenever you want to do it. And it's a two-part system, so that way you aren't having a large plank of wood you're having to deal with. You have two smaller ones.
And what about this pulling device here? It looks like
yes.
there's...
The front pull can be done by hand, or you can attach it to a small tractor or vehicle.
Now it looks like a big heavy house. Is this really hard to pull?
No, I've had people about 120 pounds pull it. Small kids in elementary school. It's
Wow. And how did you accomplish that with all this heavy wood?
We found a dump truck at a Tractor Supply yard store, and we took that apart and fit it together so that a piece of plywood could fit on it as a base, and worked up from that way.
That was clever. Now what's the roof made out of? What is the material
The roof
here?
is made out of recycled tin that we found on the property.
Oh, very green. Okay. And now, did you do this project all by yourself?
No, I had the help of my father in the design.
Oh, where's your father?
Most of the
Let's get a look at
structural,
him.
Parts of it, and I also had some input from the scouts in my troop on the other structural part, and then the actual building, I had a few of my scout friends who were large enough to actually do the work come out and help me build it all in about a weekend and 3 weekends.
And wasn't your brother involved too? Your
Yes,
older
he's
brother?
also another Eagle Scout. He did help along with my mother.
Okay. So, Rob, why don't you step in here next to Derek and talk to us about, because I think it's really interesting what you've done here, but I think it's very interesting for people to see a father and son team working together on some, project. This project took you how long? How long was this project?
It took over a year of development. The hardest part was Derek worked with the people who raised chickens professionally and listened to the problems they had, and then he came back and he made a model. And after he made a model, which was the two-part floor, he worked through weight, how much the things weighed, and materials, and tried to make something that was easily movable, and it fits in the garage, by the way.
That's great for storm weather. Now, also, the two of you together have put together a manual, right? So that if other people wanted to learn about some of the things you did, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's quite an extensive manual. I have no idea how many pages it is, but I know it's quite thick.
And you have drawings?
Yes, we have drawings, pictures, all the little simple problems we ran into. We documented how we got past those. We let a whole lot of it be able to easily be changed, just as outsiding. You can have it plain plywood, you can do sheeting. We accounted for all the personalization that a person might want with it.
Cool. Well, I know that it's just beautiful, and everyone here just is so remarks on how it fits into our environment and how beautiful it looks, and it looks just adorable next to the wash house, because we have the Tatum house over here, of course, and the wash house right next to it, and so we park it over there. But it's really cool, and I will tell you too, my niece Jaden spends hours in the coop. She loves it. It's become her little playhouse. But it's really beautiful. Well, what else would you guys add that I've not asked you about that comes to mind?
Well, the Crowley provided us with shake shingles that are normally on a roof, and that presented a real challenge, but it also presented a good way of making a lightweight siding that looks like the Tatum house.
Beautiful. And now, who are some of the folks that we want to thank for their wonderful donations of materials? Are there folks out there that we want to give a shout out to?
My parents paid for the entire project. I would like to thank Dominic Mayo, Nathan Craffey. The names aren't coming to mind. Evans Reimel. Zach Maynard for helping me with the labor part of it, and they also provided some input on some of the drawings. And it's a lot of that would be useless type commentary.
Well, we are so proud of you, Derek, and so grateful to you and your parents for this wonderful gift. And I think it's really useful, because now we have the babies in there, and it's super useful. But I think it's a great thing that people really like to see, and it gives them ideas about how to bring some more this type of lifestyle into their homes in a more urban setting. Maybe not because they can't have, like you talked about before, that the coop that doesn't move. It's particularly with a lot of the restrictions on having backyard chickens, it's important to have a movable coop. And so I think it's fun to show people. I mean, there are a lot of them out there. I've seen a lot of them, but I would say that this is the most stylistically beautiful one. That and I might be very prejudiced. I probably am, but I think a lot of people agree with me too that it's clever and it's useful. And do you think you take away a lot of gifts from this project?
Yes, a lot of problem solving went into it, a lot of getting down and actually doing the work instead of having to keep on revising, learning some problems you can only really find once you're starting a project.
So what would you say was the overall takeaway? Like, what was the greatest takeaway that you got working with your dad and Crowley and putting this project together?
actually do something this large with limited supplies and limited help. Just I can rely on a lot of people to help me along the way of my life.
Nice, nice. Well, let's take another quick peek at our happy little tenants in here. Let's see if we've got anybody inside. Oh, I think we still have some folks in here resting and eating. Let me take a look in there. Yeah, there they are. There's the little babies peeping away. Well, congratulations, Derek. Great job. And thank you again very much. And your legacy will remain here for a very long time. And I think you're going to be a big inspiration to other Scouts coming up. We have right now 3 Eagle Scouts projects in the works. So it's, you do more than when you do a project here, you know, a place where a lot of these types of projects happen. I think you do more than just for yourself as well, as you're a great leader and you're a wonderful example to the younger kids coming up. So again, thanks so much.